What's happening, guys? Happy Thursday, and welcome to the Dynasty WarZone, the People's Dynasty podcast. On this show, we're going to talk about all things NFL trade deadline. We're going to give you our Dynasty tight end rankings from a midseason perspective, and so much more. And here to do all of that with me is my well-flanneled co-host. It must be cold in Iowa. He is the man of the hour and the man with the power. Jerry Sinclair, buddy, what's going on?
Nothing. It is cold because the state is always miserable. But Randall, here's the thing that they don't know is that we actually just did the first 5 minutes of this podcast. Randy did not go live. He has been butt chugging energy drinks too much. He was a little too wired. And the worst part was I didn't even notice.
I did.
If you didn't, we would have just done a whole ass show and not recorded it, and then would have had to start from the beginning.
I'm gonna call this the intro so nice we have to do it twice. So yeah, so Thursday's our new night. One of our patrons, Cameron, reached out to me today. He's like, "Did you guys permanently move the live stream?" Well, we're gonna permanently be on Player Profiler Plus from the live streaming side. Podcast will be Fridays. It's been Thursday, Friday throughout the season. So on Thursdays, my wife does personal training in the evening. So I go to the gym myself. And let's just say your boy is a little hopped up on pre-workout, not even energy drinks. We're not talking white monsters here, Jerry. We're not talking Bang. We're talking good old-fashioned pre-workout. I'm strung out like a research monkey. But as we were getting into this, we were talking about trades. And I asked you a question. You know the answer now because I've already asked you once, but I'll ask you again. From an NFL perspective, from an actual NFL team, owner, GM perspective, what side of the ball is commanding all of the first-round picks?
Defense.
In the just before the season started, Micah Parsons commanded 2 first plus. The Colts gave up 2 first plus a former second-round player for Sauce Gardner. The Cowboys gave up a first, a second, and a highly drafted player for Quinnen Williams. As much as we love fantasy football, as much as we love wide receivers, as much as we love all of the skill positions, no one's given up those kind of picks for skill position guys. It puts it in perspective that what we do, while similar to the NFL, is not the same. But if I would, because we have a lot to go over, we have maybe the most unique good people, bad tweets I've ever brought to you. You're going to love this. You guys, it is a complete original. But I want to cover the Colts trade real quick. Jerry, what did you think of the Colts trade? The Colts gave up a 26 first, a 27 first, and Adonai Mitchell for Sauce Gardner. As a non-Colts fan, because I'm going to come across as biased, I want to get your take first.
I was surprised. That was not a name that I expected to hear. I especially didn't expect the Colts to be the one to be buying. Adonai Mitchell does absolutely nothing for me, so I didn't care about that. Just the 2 firsts. They believe. Old new girl. She is making moves. She wants to win. Good for her.
Let me ask you. I asked you this in the original intro, but I'm going to ask you again. How many current NFL contenders would you say the Colts are a contender at 7-2?
Yes, you have to say that.
How many teams currently have their 2026 NFL draft first round pick on their team contributing right now?
0.
No, 1. The Indianapolis Colts. They currently have their 2026 first on their team. And the cost to do that was a 27 first and Adonai Mitchell. Now, you may say that's not true, but the Colts still get something out of this. And, I know about Sauce Gardner. I play a little IDP. This is his 4th year in the league. 4th year. His technical rookie contract is what he's technically still on. Got a very cap-friendly hit for a player of his status. 2 times All-Pro, not Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl doesn't mean what Pro Bowl used to mean. That doesn't mean what you think it means. Like Snoop Huntley's a Pro Bowler. 2-time All-Pro as a rookie and as a second-year guy. Currently, and I don't put a whole lot of stock in PFF, but he is PFF's current highest-rated cornerback in the league. Now, Jerry, what, not only in Dynasty, but what is the hit rate on first-round picks in the NFL and in Dynasty?
I mean, I don't know what it is in the NFL, but in Dynasty, it's 50-50.
It's about 50, 60%. And this year, the Colts, if they win the division, their pick will be in like that 24 to 32 range. Okay, so let's fast forward. Let's forget this trade ever happened. We go to May. The Jets have the 4th overall pick because that's what they spent on Sauce Gardner, right?
Yeah.
The Jets are on the clock at 4. The Colts say, hey, we're going to give you 24, our future 27 first, and Adonai Mitchell for the 4th overall pick. What are the Jets going to say? Get fucked. They're going to say, get fucked, Chris Ballard, fuck you, beat it, geek. We're not doing that trade. But that's exactly what the Colts just did. Sauce Gardner was the 4th overall pick. They're going to give up a pick that's going to be in the 20s, a to-be-determined pick, and a player for the 4th overall selection. Oh, but wait, unlike other 4th overall selections, we already know this guy's a 2-time All-Pro. We already know he's currently PFF's highest-rated corner. And now we're going to get him in the 2025 season? It's like buying on credit, right? You get your 26 first now, and the cost is and he's already on an extension. As a Colts fan, I love it. That secondary, I don't know if it's Chartavius or Shardarius Ward, signed him in the offseason, been out with a concussion. Pro Bowler. Sauce Gardner, All-Pro. Kenny Moore Jr., Pro Bowler. Cam Bynum, Pro Bowler. It might be the best secondary in the league. And when you can't get pass rush help, what do you want to be able to do? Blitz. What do you got to do to be able to blitz? Have corners who can cover. This helps pass rush. And it tells me if we play Dynasty, we'll circle jerk this all the way back to Dynasty. It tells you that Daniel Jones is their quarterback of the future.
100%.
100%. So if you were looking for anything other than the contract extension in Daniel Jones's hand, it's this trade. I love it. I'm a Colts fan. I think they look at it like the Chiefs are 5-4, Bills are 6-2, Ravens are 3-5.
Take your shot this year.
We've already beat the Chargers. We've already beat the Broncos. We get the 1st overall seed. We're playing in the Lucas Oil Stadium. I like it. I like aggressive. I love hoarding picks. We all do. But I'll just ask you this before we go to the break, Jerry. How many leagues are you in where you have a league mate who hoards picks and is just always hoarding picks, never competing, and just basically pays the rake or pays the winner?
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I'm just happy for Sauce because he's been a Jet his whole career, and that's an ass franchise. He's a Detroit kid, went to King High School. I mean, I'm happy that he gets a chance. I was hoping he was going to want to come home at some point, but it's all right. Indy is my adopted team between Indiana football and your Colts, just because you watch them. So I'm just happy for the kid. I hope he does well. I hope he gets to the Super Bowl and tastes Dan Campbell's nuts.
Whoa. Well, we've got a lot to get to, a little bit longer intro, but hey, I'm a Colts fan. And I wanted to talk Colts, so my show. But anyway,
Fair.
If you're looking for something that you can invest in and it won't cost you 2 first-round picks, try Fast Draft.
Pour one out for an incredible best ball season. It was a breakout 2025 for Fast Draft, but now the NFL action has started. That means it's DFS season. That's right. You might think, oh, wow, DFS, I can't win DFS. Oh, but you can on Fast Draft. You just pick any 6 guys, and you put them in a handful of booster spots. There's no salary rubric you have to follow. You're not going up against thousands of killer bots in these tournaments. Oh, no. These are regular people grabbing their 6 favorite plays of the week, and that's all you have to do. And we post the ownership so that you can choose how much chalk you want. There is no drafting. It's called the Quick 6 Super Slam. The Quick 6 Super Slam is the signature DFS contest at Fast Draft. It is changing DFS. We are making DFS great again. So go to fastdraft.app and use your host promo code for a $50 deposit match, and let's go start drafting faster.
There it is. My buddy, the Podfather. Love that guy. Love Fast Draft. Use promo code WarZone. All one word, all caps WarZone. It gets you that deposit match up to $50. You deposit 50, you get an additional 50 when you use the promo code WarZone. So, all right, Jerry. Let's do good people, bad tweets real quick. Now, how long have we been doing this segment? 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, about.
It feels right. And many of people have been very offended. And the one thing we have well, it's me because I created the segment and Jerry just goes along with it because he knows I'm a jerk. And so, yeah. But in the first time in the history of good people, I am going to give an apology. So normally I live on the mountain of right. I live on the mountain of right as it relates to good people, bad tweets. I live on the mountain of right as it relates to Dynasty Fantasy Football. And Jerry lives in the Valley of Wrong. But this week, I'm going to live in the Valley of Wrong. I'm going to issue a public apology to Jacob Sanderson, last week's participant unwillingly of good people, bad tweets. But you know what? I'm going to give Jacob a tip of the old cap because you know what? Jacob handled it like a grown-up. He reached out on Twitter X. He said, hey, Memphis, you got this all wrong. I'm actually on your side. He's like, I guess Elon has not added a sarcasm font. He's like, I'm with you, dummy. So, Jacob, I've never done this. I don't know that I'll ever do it again, but I am issuing my first and quite possibly last, my bad. My bad. I have no one to blame, but I have a lot of positive thoughts about Jacob right now. Because forget football for a minute, kids. This is a life lesson. This is a life lesson with Uncle Memphis. All right. Jacob didn't like what I said. Jacob didn't go calling me names, running me down. He came to me, and the only medium that he has, he doesn't have my phone number, whatever. He reached out via social media and said, hey, dummy. He didn't say dummy, but he said, hey, you got this wrong. We're all wrong. And when I heard his side, I took the adult approach and said, mistakes were made. My bad. I apologize. He didn't call me names. I didn't call him names. We didn't yell at one another. He's like, hey, I didn't like what you said. He's like, you don't like what I don't like, so you must hate me. It was none of that. It was and you know what? He is a Colts fan. So you know what, Jacob? I said it once, but I'm gonna say it again. From the Valley of Wrong, right next to my neighbor Jerry. My bad. My bad. And cautionary tale for me. Cautionary tale that when I'm reviewing good people, bad tweets, I got to double check. I got to look for the implied sarcasm until I can get with Elon and get that sarcasm font. Jerry, you were not expecting this. I didn't tell you we were doing any of this.
No, give yourself Dana, sir.
Oh, I got to give myself Dana?
Yes.
All right. Well, all right. Hold on. I got to queue up Dana. So this is normally for everyone else. But you know what? Tonight, this one's for me.
How fucking stupid you have to be to even think something like that, let alone say it publicly and act like you're fucking serious.
Yeah, Jerry's right. I deserve Dana. I fucked up. Jake, my man, I apologize.
Yes. See? Growth, baby.
Yeah, don't expect it every week, motherfuckers, because some people just block you and act like complete turds, Jerry. But anyway, let's get into some news. Let's talk about all of the things that are going on in the chat. We have a ton of questions. And but you know what? One that I called. I'm leaving the Valley of Wrong. I'm returning to the mountain of right. What did I say 2 weeks ago when I said our buddy Shane Manella reached out to me and he offered me Kyler Murray straight up for Danny Dimes, and I said no. I had expected this all along, and I hope you guys followed along. Kyler Murray, it was funny. The coach came out and benched him the other day, and then to save face, they put him on the IR for a 4 to 8 week injury, which, you know, I'm sure Kyler's not super bummed. The new Call of Duty's getting ready to come out. You fucking kidding me? This guy would be, he'll have a, was it Ghost, whatever. He'll be locked in. He'll have his little headset on. He'll be chirping people. It'd be great. So Jerry, Jerry's got on his, if you're watching on Player Profiler Now Plus, you see Jerry with his gamer headset on. Jerry, what are you doing with Kyler in Dynasty right now? Besides shitting your pants. What are you doing right now?
You're shitting your pants. That is exactly what you're doing. You're just holding, because what can you sell him for, Randy? You can't sell that man.
I mean, for me personally, his contract's not as damning as it could be. There's a lot of rookie quarterbacks. I try to trade him to Las Vegas. I actually tweeted this out in jest the other day. But here's what's going to happen with Kyler. Although I don't think it's going to happen for Kyler. So would you say that guys like Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield have had a career renaissance in another place?
I would.
I think if you took his name off of it and you just looked at his stats, you would say for 2020, I don't think you could say, you would have to say Sam Darnold's the best quarterback in the league right now from a statistical standpoint. And over the last 2 seasons, all of last year, I know he shit the bed in the week 18 and in the playoff game, but you know what? Lamar Jackson looks shitty in the playoffs too. Just write that down. You know what? So someone's going to look at Kyler when he goes to a different team and someone's going to say, well, Daniel Jones did it, and Sam Darnold did it, and Baker Mayfield did it. Kyler was a 101 overall. Yeah. Why can't Kyler do it? You know why Kyler can't do it? And this is not to be, but he's 5'7", 5'8", maybe 5'9" on a good day. And Tua said the thing out loud a couple of weeks ago. He said, there are just sometimes I can't see over the line of scrimmage. And don't think it's any better for Kyler, who's probably shorter than Tua, to be quite honest. If I have Kyler Murray on any of my Superflex rosters, I'm holding. He will not be an Arizona Cardinal this time next year. Whether they go with Jacoby Brissett for a bridge season, whether they draft somebody, maybe they do both. I feel very comfortable saying that Kyler Murray will not be an Arizona Cardinal by June, and then that will be your chance. You have to put on your salesman cap. Jerry's wearing a Tigers hat. I'm wearing our travel team hat. You got to put your salesman cap on, and you got to sell Kyler Murray. Hey, we've seen it with Baker. We saw it with Sam. We saw it with Dimes. Here's Kyler's chance. That's the only thing you can do, because everybody's just going to try to lowball the piss out of you, Jerry.
Which I get. The thing is you don't want to fully panic on Kyler, because we've seen a lot of poop quarterbacks in the league, even currently. He's going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL for the foreseeable future. Whether it is in Arizona, whether it is wherever, Justin Fields got a second chance, and Kyler Murray is exponentially better than Justin Fields. There's just no way that this man is not going to play football. He can't go back and be the first-round baseball pick that he was 8 years ago and think he's going to play baseball. Like, he's going to play football. He's going to be in the league. Is he awesome? No. Has he really ever been? No. But he'll hold value. If anything, try and acquire. You're not paying a first for him. And somebody right now is definitely going to panic. Easily acquirable.
You know, Jerry, which one of us loves a good reclamation project at quarterback?
I know you do, but you've always hated Kyler. Not as a human being, but as a dynasty asset, you have always been anti-Kyler, so I'm not surprised that you are currently.
The problem is that he doesn't run anymore. He's never been a great passer. He's a good passer. So what's his career high in yardage? Like, top of your head?
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, wait, there's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. How many? What's his best number? Like, the record, I think, is 5,000.
33.
Actually 3,900, right at just under a 4,000 yard passer. Okay.
He probably had 900 rushing yards that season too, though.
No, he had 500. Oh, no, he did. You're right. His best season was his second season. He threw for, we'll call it 4,000, and he rushed for 800. What's been his highest rushing total since the 800?
500 something.
Yeah, 572. He's went backwards. He is. I mean,
so
what are you hoping for?
That's not a denial. But
and
I'm hoping for a QB2. I'm hoping for a QB2. Like, we could look at Daniel Jones's stats and say the same thing. We could look at Baker Mayfield and say the same thing. We could look at Sam Darnold and say the same thing. Jared Goff, same thing. He's going to be in the league. There's no convincing me that Kyler Murray will be out of the league and he will never start another game.
No. But
That's a horseshit argument.
He'll be a bounce around guy. I'm telling you, he is currently he's on the Justin Fields with better draft capital career arc. He's going to get a second chance. It'll be with a garbage bullshit franchise like the Jets, maybe the Raiders. I think the Raiders are perfect. You mentioned his baseball draft rights are held by formerly Oakland, soon to be Las Vegas A's. I see. We'll throw it up. We'll throw it up on the chat. They said New Orleans, but I will tell you that if an offensive-minded head coach like is it Kellen Moore? Kellen Moore's in New Orleans, or Stefanski in Cleveland. If those guys don't seek him out the way Shane Steichen sought out Daniel Jones, or the way that Clint Kubiak sought out Sam Darnold, it'll tell you all you need to know. And I heard it today on a different podcast. They don't even think that he'll garner much interest in the trade market. Like, they could out and out release him. How crazy would that be? So
wild.
All back to Dynasty, but you gotta kind of you gotta hold or buy. Definitely do not sell.
No, because you're not going to get anything.
You're going to get lowballed is what you're going to get.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're going to get a wet sock. That's all you're getting. But
let me ask you this. Today, what do you think you could get? Well, it's going to be hard because Mac Jones is playing. How about this, Jerry? The problem that the mistake Mac Jones made was the opposite of what Darnold, Sam, those guys did. They signed 1-year deals. Mac actually signed a 2-year deal. So he's committed to San Francisco. Maybe they'd trade him in the offseason. I will just say this. We'll start in 2027. From that moment going forward, Mac Jones will have a better NFL. I can't say fantasy or dynasty. He'll have a better career from that point going forward than Kyler Murray.
I mean, it's possible for sure. But, I mean, how old is Kyler?
He's 28.
He's 28. What's Mac Jones? 25?
No, he's been in the league. He was probably 23 when he came in the league. He's probably about the same, 27, 28.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
Mac's game's going to age better than Kyler.
100%. And that was always the worry. Because he had the 4.3 speed, but he was never going to always have 4.3 speed. And we are getting to a point where obviously he has to rely on what he can throw, but also I just think that offense has been relatively dysfunctional. The other thing is, do you really want to see him go somewhere else? Like, as a dynasty player, we're about to talk about tight ends this show. Do I want somebody new to go into that offense when I'm heavily invested in Trey McBride? I don't. Like, I think
do.
Trey McBride. I think Trey McBride is great. Do I think he is going to be peppered at the same rate? Hell no. Hell no. It's like Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is quarterback proof to an extent, but his ceiling can be lowered.
Well, I'm looking. Now, this is tight end premium, but I'm looking at Trey McBride since Kyler has been out with injury. 3 games with Jacoby Brissett as a starter. So in the first 5 games with Kyler, how many touchdowns did he have? He being Trey McBride.
I know he is on.
He had one more than you had this season. One.
Yes.
How many has he had? How many has he had in the last 3 games with Trey McBride? He has
had a lot. He has had a lot.
Okay, which game did he have the most targets of the season in?
I know that it's recent.
So why are you worried about him?
Because I don't think Jacoby Brissett is going to keep up doing what he's doing.
He's not going to continue to give him an average of 8 targets a game? I bet she does. I bet she does.
I mean, I
just bet she does.
I don't think he is.
Except, and I said this is one of the things about being a member of our Patreon, patreon.com/Dynasty WarZone. I put this in the group chat on Monday. I was like, but you know what? I'm going to pay it forward because you're listening on Player Profiler. Go get Marvin Harrison Jr. He's never going to be cheaper.
I never thought I'd hear you say that.
Well, why didn't I like Marvin Harrison Jr. in the offseason?
I know why, and you were right. But I'm just saying. I am just saying, to circle back around on this situation, let's say Jacoby Brissett peppers that motherfucker all day for the rest of the year. Is he going to be the quarterback they go with next year?
I do think there's a possibility he could be a bridge guy. I sure do. Like if they end up getting, because they're going to win some games with Jacoby Brissett. They could have beat the Colts. They should have beat the Titans. If their record was 6-2 right now, I wouldn't be shocked, because I think they're 4-5, 4-4. I mean, they literally, down to the last possession, the Colts scored on the last possession of the game to go ahead. They fumbled the bag against the Titans. They could easily be 6-2 right now. So they're going to win more games with Jacoby Brissett. So their draft pick is not going to be conducive to drafting a rookie quarterback high. So they're either going to try to find, I could even see them trying to bring a guy like Derek Carr out of retirement, going with, again, Jacoby as a bridge guy. They're going to go in a lot of different routes, but the one thing they want to do is they want to be under center. And that's what Jacoby Brissett brings them. Like everything, because
maybe they trade for Mac Jones.
No, they're not going to trade for Mac Jones in division.
And no, you're right. Like we've seen the Jacoby Brissett story, and it's always like, yay. He's surprising us. He's surprising us. And then it takes one team to just fart directly into his mouth, and then everybody just regurgitates the same plan, and he goes back to irrelevancy.
He's been solid in a lot of stops. He's not a starter, but he is a bridge guy, and
for
he's
4 games a year. That's what I mean.
He's never been bad for fantasy, even when the team's bad. He gives people fantasy numbers. There's nothing wrong with that. Been plenty of bad quarterback, like. But anyway, so I want to wrap up the Arizona thing. If this can get you a buy window on Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, I apologize if you're in a league with a Dynasty WarZone patron, because they've already made the offers on Marvin Harrison Jr. But if you're a listener or player profiler in the Dynasty WarZone, currently on player profiler, Marvin Harrison Jr. is wide receiver 20. Jerry, I'm going to give you a list of names. We're going to play the name game. You get to have, would you rather Marvin Harrison Jr. or Jalen Waddle?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
MHJ or George Pickens?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Zay Flowers?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Another junior, Brian Thomas Jr.
I would rather have Brian Thomas Jr. And I know that's I think people are panicking. I know he has looked bad. I have watched a lot of the Jaguars, and he does look bad. I think the dude's head is just not on straight. It'll get ready. But anyway, who else?
All right, couple more spicy ones. Your boy Nico Collins or Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Garrett Wilson. That quarterback situation, that team is
got to get better at some point.
It's crap. It's crap. I just think Garrett.
And last one, Tet McMillan.
Oh, Marvin Harrison Jr.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone that I just listed for you are all at the current. Now, again, that's what I say by current player profiler rankings. Okay. All of these guys are considered more valuable than Marvin Harrison Jr. He has one more week like he just had with Jacoby Brissett, much less 2 to 3 more games like that with Jacoby Brissett. You're never getting him cheaper. Today, on November 6th, is as cheap as you're getting Marvin Harrison Jr. He's got the name Marvin Harrison Jr. His dad's a Hall of Famer. He went to The Ohio State University. You have the name, you have the pedigree. You put wide receiver 1 production on him, it's to the gosh darn moon. Gosh darn moon. And Jamie, I see Jamie in the thing. The guys at Player Profiler, they update him weekly. So if you get the all-in package on Player Profiler, you'll notice there's arrow up, arrow down. Every Saturday, I believe it's Saturday, every Saturday, the Dynasty rankings over at Player Profiler are updated. Because it's Dynasty, guys. Player Profiler is running for the seasonal DFS, I don't call them casual, but like more the seasonal gamer, waiver wires and things of that nature. Dynasty will really pick up. I think they do a great job. Jerry, like I said, why didn't I like Marvin Harrison Jr. coming into the season? Nothing changed. Offensive coordinator's the same. Quarterback's the same. You know what just happened? We got a big old fat change. New quarterbacks.
We got a short-term change.
A change is
Ky-
good.
I
Kyler's
just
not
looked-
coming back this season
Maybe not, but
unless
his dead
Jacoby
cap-
gets
his
he
dead
gets hurt.
cap hit is $57 million next year.
Which
Kyler Murray is the
which,
starting quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals next year.
which is cheaper. It depends. There's
No.
a lot. There's a lot of teams that have taken that cap hit. Cleveland's going to take it on Watson. Did it hurt the Broncos take that big cap hit?
Are they
Yes or
gonna
no?
take $57 million?
It was a record. Did it hurt and everything's relative because the cap goes up. Did it hurt the Eagles to cut Carson Wentz and trade him?
Was it $57 million? Was it $57 million?
It was a
17% of
it was
their
a re- it was
fucking
a-
cap.
It was
for
a
that
record
whole
at the
team.
time. It was a record at the time. Both of these were records at the time. Has the cap went up since then?
Yeah, for sure.
So
As of right now, he is that's 17% of their whole damn team. He's the starter. He's the starter.
I am going to
And
throw
they're
this
gonna
in
be
chat
ass.
GPT. All right, let's get to some others. We got to get to our tight end rankings. Jacoby Myers went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. What did you take from this?
I don't care. Don't care. Jacoby Myers doesn't do anything for me. He's fine. He's the guy when you have a bad team and you have to start two flexes and one of your guys is hurt and two guys are on bye and then you're like, ooh, I have Jacoby Myers. That's cool. And you plug him in. And every once in a while he does something really cool. And most of the time he's not worth your time. And I know people love him.
And this is why Jerry needs me. And gang, this is why Jerry needs me. Maybe it's why you need me because Jerry's a smart guy. But this is why you need me. Yes, it tells me.
Are you going to tell me he's gonna slide into Travis Hunter? Or
no, I'm not. What I'm going to tell you is that this tells you they do not have a lot of faith in Brian Thomas Jr. going forward. He was rumored to be traded.
Or Travis Hunter is just more hurt. And
Ian
he's going to be
Rappaport
out for the year.
Ian Rappaport has already reported on Tuesday that this is just a 4-game IR for Travis Hunter, so it's not.
I hope that's true.
And I think they're just not content with what's going on there. I think between the injuries, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So and this is not about Jacoby, this is about Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. They're looking around that room and going, hey, we screwed up and we need a veteran, someone solid in here. And speaking of veterans, what about my boy Rashid Shaheed? He got moved. Everything's coming up, Sammy. Ginger
Everything
Jesus
is coming up, Sammy. I liked the way that situation was, Randy, because Gerald Sinclair has a whole lot of Jackson Smith and Jigba. And so I liked that saying status quo so that I could just be confident that it was going to all stay the same. Not that it hinders him too much. It definitely helps Sammy. I can dig it. From a Seahawks perspective, great move. From a fantasy perspective, he's probably the same player he always was. Like if you're in like return leagues, hell yeah. He's fine. But he's another guy that's just like you have a couple buys or you have an injury and you have multiple flexes and okay, at least I have somebody. Like I'm not starting Dawson Knox or, some Isaiah Davis or Justice Hill or whatever other bad option you would have. So you're happy in that sense.
Here's a couple of
team,
here's a couple of things for what I took from this trade. Rashid Shaheed is a free agent in the offseason, so this is a short-term move. If you can use this to get a discount on Torrey Horton, go do it. And Cooper Kupp is done. I love Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp will always be a trivia question as it relates to me. That was my first big hit as a Dynasty analyst back in 2017. I went to war with the Podfather over Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp will always have a very special place in my heart. He's cooked. Stick a fork in him, he's done. So you're going to love this, Jerry. JSN has the JSN role. Funny how that works. Torrey Horton will now have the Cooper Kupp role. And then Rashid Shaheed has that DK Metcalf field stretcher role. And remember, Clint Kubiak was the offensive coordinator last year in New Orleans. They went after him for a reason. If you're like in a bad matchup, got injuries, and you got to put Shaheed in a lineup, gang, there's plenty of weeks where he could win you games.
100%.
Especially with the way Sam Darnold's playing. So I love this. I've got one more for you. Then I'm going to play How Wrong Was Jerry here in just a moment. And then part of that Colts trade, Adonai Mitchell, who was the 53rd overall pick in the draft, couldn't seem to get out of his own way, couldn't seem to get ahead of Alec Pierce. But, the Colts wide receiver room stacked. Another reason why you can afford to make this trade with the Jets. You've got Pittman under contract. You've got Downs. You've got Pierce. Alec Pierce leads the league in yards per reception. You just draft.
No shit.
And if he does it this year, it'll be 2 years in a row with two different quarterbacks. So Alec Pierce is the white and better version of DK Metcalf at this point. Suck on that, DK Metcalf fan, Jerry. So they've got they've got their skill position. So it made Adonai available. The Jets, and for the Jets, I think it's really smart if they can get him course corrected and make him the number 2 behind Garrett Wilson. It's a nice addition for Garrett Wilson. And they also, and it's not much of a trade, but he's a veteran at this point, John Mechie. They traded a cornerback for John Mechie with the Jets. So now they have like a young, weird, not really good, but we'll see version. What'd you make? I don't mind some cheap Adonai Mitchell.
No, if you want to
change the scenery, could do him good.
But you've still got a defensive-minded coach who finally won a game because he ran the ball a bazillion times. Quarterbacks are not great. Garrett Wilson's always going to be the top gun. I actually didn't know about the John Mechie trade. That's sort of nice. There's another trivia question. Maybe he'll be relevant at some point. I think it's fine to take a shot on AD Mitchell. Or if you have AD Mitchell, I think if he's on your taxi squad or he's just on the bottom of your roster, I think you're just chilling. I don't think you're trading him for anything worth a damn. You just wait and see. Because if you trade him for a pick that he's worth, the hit rate on that is minuscule, and you might as well at least see if you're going to get something. If you don't, then you already expected not to. So be it.
If you're trading a future pick for a veteran because you're contending, Adonai Mitchell is the kind of add-on that I'd want thrown in. Maybe you're going for Cortland Sutton. And we all feel like I think it's fair to say it's too much to give up a future first, even a contender's first for Cortland Sutton or DK Metcalf. I'll rub your nose in that one too. It's too much, but those guys are playing. Those guys are scoring.
Metcalf is worth a first?
No.
He's had like 7 touchdowns this year. I know he had a bad game last week, but
I would rather go get like Cortland Sutton and Michael Pittman are behind him in the Dynasty rankings. Okay. I would much rather. have
Michael
guys.
Pittman should be ahead of him. I'm not going to argue that.
The way Stephon Diggs has been playing, especially as he gets further removed from that ACL injury. I'm just saying, I would if I'm giving it because some owners like me are going to hold your feet to the fire. Hey, throw in Adonai Mitchell. All right, I don't love paying a first for DK Metcalf, but hey, give me a little insurance, give me a little something on the back end. Give me Adonai Mitchell. And if he turns into anything, you just went from taking a huge risk to, winning this trade. That's why I like it, Jerry. And you know what else I like? I like rankings. But you know what else I like more than rankings? I like going right back to the mountain of right. When Carson Wentz was traded in 2021 to the Indianapolis Colts, his dead cap number was $33.8 million. The salary cap at that time was $182.5 million, equals 18.5% of the NFL salary cap. The Seattle Seahawks, when they traded Russell Wilson, now his dead cap number was only $26 million, and the cap was $208, still a 12.5% percentage of the salary cap. When I said there is precedent for this to be a Kyler Murray trade, I know what I'm talking about. Mountain of right, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to join me, maybe I'll change the name of this episode to the Mountain of Right. But if you want to join me on the Mountain of Right, you might want to join me for a little more fast draft.
Pour one out for an incredible best ball season. It was a breakout 2025 for Fast Draft, but now The NFL action has started. That means it's DFS season. That's right. You might think, oh, wow, DFS, I can't win DFS. Oh, but you can on Fast Draft. You just pick any 6 guys and you put them in a handful of booster spots. There's no salary rubric you have to follow. You're not going up against thousands of killer bots in these tournaments. Oh, no. These are regular people grabbing their 6 favorite plays of the week, and that's all you have to do. And we post the ownership so that you can choose how much chalk you want. There is no drafting. It's called the Quick 6 Super Slam. The Quick 6 Super Slam is the signature DFS contest at Fast Draft. It is changing DFS. We are making DFS great again. So go to fastdraft.app and use your host promo code for a $50 deposit match. And let's go start drafting faster.
So my
Super
apologies.
Slam.
I picked the wrong one.
I know.
Because the one I wanted to play was the Flex 6. The Flex 6 was the contest last week that had the overlay. And overlay is great. It was 80% full, paid out 100% as if it was 100% full. That is what they like to call odds on your money. But again, check out Fast Draft. If you're watching on Player Profiler Now Plus, it's the only link in the show description. You go there, it's right there. Super easy for you. We make it convenient. If you're listening on the podcast, just go to the podcast description. It's the top link. There's more links there, but it's the top link. Promo code WarZone. All right, Jerry, let's get into these tight ends. Let's talk tight end rankings, and we're gonna do it. I bet you we have the same first 3. I just bet you. I bet you. Why don't you go 1 through 3?
We definitely have the same 1 through 3, but I'm going to guess they are in a different order. Trey McBride, numero uno. I'm sorry. Brock Bowers, number 2. Tyler Warren, number 3. That's who I've got 1 through 3. Trey McBride is just too consistent, gets too many catches. There's just no possible way that I could have Brock Bowers, who is unbelievable and just absolutely came back and was phenomenal, but I still can't do it. I've seen it longer with Trey McBride. He has continued. He is awesome. As for Tyler Warren, brother, welcome to the top tier. You are an animal. To even be mentioned in a category with those 2 people as a rookie halfway through your first rookie season, that should show how incredible that dude is too. So, Trey, Brock, Tyler Warren.
This hurts me more than I've been hurt in a long time, and I got a black eye currently. You have to go to Player Profile. If you ever wanted to see, hey man, I'd like to punch that Memphis right in the goddamn mouth. Hey, someone got me in the eye, and if you want to see it and live vicariously, Player Profiler Now Plus. I'm 100% with you. Trey McBride, too consistent. We're talking almost 3 full seasons in a row. And nothing against Brock Bowers. I don't adjust my dynasty rankings week by week. I don't have to react to every single damn thing I see each and every week. You know, we're not day trading here. We're not flipping crypto here. This is dynasty. You know, Brock Bowers came back to a fantastic game. Do you take into account that he did it against the Jacksonville Jaguars at home? Jacksonville could be one of the worst defenses in the league. So that matters. That absolutely matters for me. But yeah, same order. Then Brock Bowers, number 2. Tyler Warren, number 3. Tyler Warren just does not, I shouldn't say does not. He has not yet had the big monster explosive games, the multiple touchdown, 100-yard bonanza the way that McBride and Warren do. It would not surprise me if it was there. But go back to the very, very, very beginning of the season. And I'm looking more right on another take, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But what was my concern with Tyler Warren in the preseason? Just so many talented guys in Indianapolis. I'm not going to hit the cliche because the Podfather would give me the cliche alert. But you got Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce. You got Ashton Doolin who gets targets. Jonathan Taylor's done a great job catching the ball in the backfield. A lot of guys there. Trey McBride does not have that. And Brock Bowers does not have that. Tyler Warren does. So I have to, as much as I'm a Colts fan and would love to put him 1, I cannot. Who do you have at 4 and 5? Because I'll be curious to see what your next 2 are.
Well, we're probably just going to have to talk about 4 because
Oh my
Gerald
God.
is going to get spicy real quick here.
Uh-huh.
Oronde Gadsden,
Okay,
Dynasty tight end number 4.
Well,
And here is why.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and set the brakes. Forget 5 for a second. Let's just talk Oronde Gadsden, who I have at 9. I have at 9.
Mhm. Which is safe, Randy. But here's the thing. Since he has been a part of the offense, we have seen 4 consecutive games where he has had at least 5 catches. He's had at least 68 yards, and he's had 2 touchdowns. He also had a 160-yard game. And let's look at Jim Harbaugh's offense. Colston Loveland, he finally exploded, right? Why was he a first-round talent? Jim Harbaugh? Michigan? Okay. We have seen this precedent before. Until I see otherwise, until I see Oronde Gadsden in this offense not dominating, I just have to assume that is what's going to happen. And it's not like there are not pass catchers in Los Angeles. He's got Ladd McConkey. He's got Keenan Allen, who's a wide receiver 1 right now. He's got Quentin Johnston, who's been up and down, but overall pretty damn good this year. Oronde Gadsden, Dynasty Dynasty tight end 4. And I know people are going to say it's been 4 games. You're overreacting. This is clickbait. I'm not saying that it's not impossible for this to be catastrophically wrong in the future. But at this point, why would I believe that he is not a focal point of that offense when I just told you who their pass catchers were and he's consistently getting those targets and he's getting targeted in the end zone? He's absolutely one of the focal points of this offense. Does it change when Omarion Hampton is back? Possibly, 100%. It's not inconceivable. Just at this point, like the guys, like we'll just say who I have at 5, Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta is my 5. Also has other pass catchers, but he's also not been as consistent as Oronde Gadsden is since he has become relevant. I know it is a much shorter time frame. You do not have to leave it in the comments and tell me otherwise. I am well aware. Thank you. But if this man continues, this man is a George Kittle-esque producer. And if that's the case, 4 is going to be too far down the list.
I can't say that. I have him at 9, and Player Profiler has him right in between us. I'm looking at the Player Profiler rankings. They have him at 6. It's a little spicy for me. I have him at 9. I like everything you said. To me, he almost feels like my boy Tyler Warren without the draft capital. And I will say this, if you guys are looking for a non-fantasy related but helped fantasy in a tremendous way player of the year, okay, it's Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen in like his 38th NFL season, he's ready for a gold watch. That man's doing the Lord's work. He is a bridge between these. He's what every team wants from a veteran wide receiver. He's helped Quentin Johnston continue his progression. Earlier in the season, he hurt Ladd McConkey's fantasy production, but he's making Ladd McConkey a better receiver. And I think he's helping Oronde Gadsden. Keenan Allen, and out of everybody that we've talked about to date, Oronde Gadsden has the best quarterback of everybody in Jerry's 4. And we're going to talk about his 5, 6, and 7, and I bet you they're better than all those guys too. So you have a very talented guy on a rookie deal, so he's only going to grow. When you have a quarterback on that extension, right, the Josh Allens, Herberts, whatever, you need a cheap source. McConkey's cheap. Gadsden's cheap. Quentin Johnston's cheap. What does that allow Jim Harbaugh to do? Pack out the offensive line via the draft and free agency. It allows him to pack out the defensive line in the draft and free agency because they've hit on so many of these guys. I think Gadsden's entirely safe. I may be a hair low. I probably lean a little bit more with Player Profiler than I did with you. I have Tucker Kraft at 4. Now, I did these in fairness before the injury, but it does not dissuade me. It's an ACL. It's not multiple ligaments. And I think Tucker Kraft is the truth. I think he is the truth. And he was the focal point, kind of like Trey McBride. He was the focal point of this offense. It was like the old, like back in the 50s with R&B groups. It was like Otis Day and the Knights, Gladys Knight and the Pips. It was Tucker Kraft and the wide receivers. All right. He was the front man. He was the guy out front. And he's a badass. So it's an ACL. Hopefully there's no complications. He'll be back. I stay him at 4. Where do you have Kraft? 5?
9.
Oh, so we have Kraft and Gadsden.
I redid these rankings today. So knowing he is going to be out.
You know, we're going to run out of time, but maybe we'll shelve some of this for next week. You have Laporta at 5?
I have Laporta at 5. Okay.
Laporta is just, I don't know if it was a Ben Johnson thing. I don't know if it was, I don't know, but he's not been as consistent as he was his rookie year. No, not to say that he's been bad, but he's not what I think 5 is still fair. I think 5 is fair.
I do. I could see him going a little lower too. I wouldn't be upset if you had him at like 7 or something, because I get it, because it is up and down. The Lions are having trouble getting the ball down the field currently, and he was the guy that was always surprisingly good at that.
And as much as we have the top 3 guys in a tier, we have McBride, Bowers, and Warren in that elite A-plus player tier. For me, Kraft and Laporta, ironically in the same division, they're in a tier for me. Very consistent. They can have monster games. I think Kraft is closer to that elite tier than Laporta from a usage standpoint. We're not talking talent here.
I would agree.
But so those two, who do you have at 6?
I have Jake Ferguson.
You know what? We are way higher. I have Jake Turd Ferguson at 6 too. He's not even 27.
When I redid him probably like 3 times, and I just crossing him out, putting arrows, whatever. I had him at 9. Randy, he's just been good. And this isn't the first season that he's been good. And Dak Prescott is going to be there, and he's doing it with CeeDee Lamb, with George Pickens. I mean, this is a guy that is young, has been productive, scoring touchdowns. What more do you want? Put some respect on the man's name. Jake Ferguson, man.
Jake Ferguson, let me ask you, where does he rank in receptions on the year at the position? Mind you, he had a goose egg a couple weeks ago.
Pretty high, probably 3.
Number 1, he has 56 catches on 66 targets. Very, very reliable. He is tied for second with 6 touchdowns.
Which is crazy with what you just, when I was making my argument against Jacoby Brissett, and you gave all those numbers for all the targets he got and all the catches he got, and Jake Ferguson has more than that? That's wild.
Jake Ferguson and Trey McBride, both 26 years old. I'm looking at it right now. All right, we got to keep her moving. Who did you have at 7 then?
7's George Kittle. That's the old man.
Oh, so
I know.
I have no Kittle for the first time since I've done rankings. Maybe in
you don't have him in the top 10.
I don't have Kittle in the top 10. I don't have Kelsey in the top 10. I don't have Hawkinson. He shouldn't be. I don't have Hawkinson in the top 10.
I don't have Hawkinson.
None of the above.
Really,
none of the above.
George Kittle's still good, and he's under contract for 3 more years.
But you know what? He's 32. He's often injured.
I get it.
The best availability. I have Dalton Kincaid at 7.
I've got Kincaid at 10.
Okay, so you have him in the top 10.
He just doesn't score enough for me.
You know what I mean?
He's the king of like 2 catches for 38 yards.
And then he had this monster game last week, and maybe hopefully that's his breakout. And they drafted him high. They didn't get a wide receiver in the draft. For me, it's chasing the upside. And I did these before the Kansas City draft, and Jerry will validate this. I put him in our patron, for our patrons. I put him out a couple of weeks ago. I've only made some adjustments at the top, but this is where I have him. And then who do you have at 8?
I have Kyle Pitts.
God,
and
no.
I swallowed a little bit of puke when I said it. He's been pretty good, Randy.
Oh,
not like awesome. He's not like awesome. He's not what everybody wanted him to be, but he's been fine. And he's still really effing young. I'll take a
Can I-
shot.
can I give-
Like,
can I give you a-
and you start getting lower. Like Dallas Goedert's old. I know George Kittle's old, and I was just talking about him, but George Kittle also humongous wiener. You got Goddard, you got Hawk, you got a bunch. Then you got all your rookies, your Fannons and Mason Taylors and blah 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 blah. I mean, Colston Loveland just had a good game. I cannot put Colston Loveland in the top 10 after one great game, especially when one of the touchdowns was 58 yards because it was an absolute travesty by Cincinnati. But he could potentially jump up in there if it continues.
I'm going to end the show on a super spicy Kyle Pitts take, okay?
Okay.
I actually have Harold Fanning at 8, and I'm not trying to over-sensationalize him. He's the tight end 11 on the season.
He has been good.
With a mixed bag of Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel at quarterback.
Yeah, Joe Flacco's been cooking, though.
And-
So
and
that's not a bad thing.
Right, but he's continued to cook. He being Harold Fannin has continued to cook with Dylan Gabriel. At some point, he's going to be the focal point of that offense. I don't think great name Jerry Jeudy never really going to be a thing. I like Isaiah Bond as a dynasty stash just in case he becomes something. He was projected to be an early second rounder. The legal trouble pushed him out. So out of all the receivers on the Browns, he's the only one I'd hold. And then David Njoku, I don't think he'll be there forever, although he said he'll be a Brown for life. Maybe not. But Fannin clearly didn't make your top 10.
No, but I thought about it.
I was very shocked when I put him there. I had Gatson at 9. Probably need to, and this is before the back-to-back good games. Again, these are a couple of weeks old. Maybe I need to bump him up in that 6 range. I'll wait and see. And then let's talk Colston Loveland. I have Loveland at 10. You have
Dalton Kincaid.
But where do you have Loveland?
I don't have him in my top 10.
Okay, well,
but he would probably be like 13 or 14 probably, but easily could be like 8.
Yeah, and the reason why I had him, and this was before the monster game. You know what? I'm not holding it against him that he played like absolute dog shit in the first 8-9 games of the season. And I'm not going to put him in a slingshot and slingshot him to the top of the rankings because he had a good game. Oh, who did he have the good game against? I could just say the worst defense in the league and stop there, but let's put a little caveat on there and say the worst defense in the league, and they're the worst in the league against the tight end. That's a thing. And he did it in a shootout, and he did it when the starter, Cole Kmet, wasn't there. It's great that he's shown the ability to do it. This is a guy who's played in every game. He's averaging 3 targets a game. Knock it off. And 7 of those targets came in the game against the Bengals. Was it a flash? Yes. Is it something that he could sustain? Yes. Does he have the draft capital to back him up? Also, yes. But let's not get antsy on our pantsy.
That's why he's in the conversation.
But he is fairly ranked at 10. And I think if he's someone that you're interested in, he's going to be cheap. If you believe what you've seen is a thing, and it's a thing that's going to be repeatable and sustainable, you're never going to get him cheaper. Because if he does,
he's not this week. Don't do it after the big. Wait until he has a 3 reception, 26-yard game.
But my point is that long term,
yeah.
Again, even coming off the big week, he's never going to get cheaper. All right. Kind of like what I said about Marvin Harrison. He's coming off of I think it's his career game. The price is only going up. It's not going down. It's only going up. So if you have to pay coming off that game prices, guess what? You're still getting a great deal. Colston Loveland can be very good because we've seen the trades. I think with the skill position, we'll see more of the offseason trades. We'll see DJ Moore go. By the way, remember, and by the way, I'll end this, and then I'll have you recap your rankings, Jerry. Remember what I said about Tyler Warren? I was very concerned about Pittman, Downs, Pierce. We had Mitchell there for a while. Warren, okay, in Chicago. Roma Dunze. Remember how I was concerned about him, and then I ran that take back too soon? Speaking of goose eggs, honk, honk, baby. DJ Moore, Alameda Zacchaeus, Luther Burden when he's healthy, Cole Kmet. Part of the reason why I'm not down, but part of the reason why I'm less optimistic on Colston Loveland, it's a very talented skill position group there, guys. DeAndre Swift catches the ball. Just because you saw 7 targets in a shootout against the shitty Bengals, doesn't mean it's sustainable. So, Jerry, recap your 10. I'll recap my 10, and I'll take these people out of here on a very spicy Kyle Pitts take.
Ooh, number 1, Trey McBride. Number 2, Mr. Brock Bowers. Number 3, Tyler Warren. Number 4, Oronde Gadsden, just drinking the Kool-Aid down. 5, the Detroit Lions' own Sam Laporta. 6, Jake Ferguson, highly disrespected, but not on the mountain of right. No, sir. Number 7, old man George Kittle. 8, Kyle Pitts. 9, the IR man himself, a man who I was on the mountain of right for, and Randy and I was in the valley of wrong. Mr. Luke Musgrave, get out of here. Number 10, Dalton Kincaid.
I love it. I love it. Same top 3. Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, Tyler Warren. I have Tucker Kraft. I saw that man do a nip up in that Pittsburgh game. He rocked on his back, sprung himself up to his feet with no hands. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Sam Laporta. Still love. Got a thing for guys named Sam. Sam Darnold, Sam Laporta.
That's all the Sams.
Yeah, all the Sams. I think that's it. Jake Ferguson. We are super bullish. This is a Jake Ferguson shop here at the Dynasty WarZone. Dalton
I didn't
Kincaid.
think I was going to be either.
Yeah, and when you start, because when I do rankings, I'm like, okay, I'm on the clock. You have to draft a tight end. Who are you taking?
Yep,
And that's how I do it. You're building a roster from scratch. Harold Fanning Jr., Oronde Gadsden II, which is the fancy version of Junior, and Colston Loveland. Speaking of juniors and seniors, Kyle Pitts Sr., I will take you out on this. Jerry, you ready to write this down?
Yep, go ahead.
All right. Here is my spicy Kyle Pitts Sr. He is the father in the equation. Good for him. Good that you have a son named Kyle. I like that. Kyle Pitts is going to be the Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Danny Dimes of the tight end position, and he is going to have a sustained version of success like Evan Ingram had in Jacksonville. Evan Ingram had that one record-breaking season with oh my gosh, Doug, I forget the coach's name, but he was the same one who fed Zach Ertz back in the day when he broke the record. I'm telling you, they're going to get this poor bastard out of Atlanta. He's going to get on a team that really wants to use it. Maybe he winds up in LA with the Rams and kills the value of Terrence Ferguson. There's a ton of spots he could land that could use a good young tight end. And I think Kyle Pitts is going to, he's still super young. I think he's like 24, 25. As crazy as to say, he came in the league, he wasn't even 21. So how do you like that, Jerry? He's your guy. You had him higher, but how do you like that bold Kyle Pitts take?
Yep, he turned 25 1 month ago today, and he's been in the league like 5 years. That's why.
But I'm pretty sure he's going to be a free agent next year,
which is good because Michael Penix is not good.
Penix.
Yeah,
you're not putting the right emphasis over the E.
Yeah,
that's the Podfather's the boss. He calls him Michael Penix Jr.
He's just not it. We've seen
you imagine Kyle Pitts as the replacement for Travis Kelce in Kansas City?
Bro, don't. I mean, listen, I'm done.
What about that Miami offense? I mean, I know Tua's not been great, but we saw what Jonnu Smith did, what Darren Waller was doing.
Yeah,
but bananas.
That would be nice. Also,
what about Houston?
Circle back real quick.
Sure,
that's true. Dalton Schultz been fine, but also yes, he's an upgrade on him. The Chiefs. Speaking of the Chiefs, you offer a 4th for Breece Hall. The Jets say they want a 3rd, and you say no. What are you doing? You're the Chiefs. It's a late-ass 3rd. You guys don't even draft all that well. I hate to surprise anybody. Get yourself Breece Hall for a fucking 3rd. Don't let a 3rd get in the way of a good trade, as a very wise person in a Detroit Tigers hat often says. But goodness gracious, like if that rumor is true, brothers and sisters.
First of all, you might as well just slap the GM of the Jets right square in the mouth, because he's going to get a 3rd for Breece Hall by doing nothing. He gets that, that somewhere between 90 cents. He gets a compensatory pick. He doesn't need your bullshit 4th round pick. He'll get a better pick because your 4th round pick is going to be like in that 140, 145 range. He's going to get a pick, 45 picks earlier. Dummies. If this is true, again, you got to put the if out there. If this is true,
for sure.
This is a rare Andy Reid, Brett Veach fumble, a very rare fumble, because all of the teams in the AFC that are doing well, they can run the ball. You look at the Colts with Jonathan Taylor last week excluded, running wild. Derrick Henry not playing like historic Derrick Henry. Still good.
Okay.
I love the Thunder and Lightning. They're almost doing a little bit of the what the Lions are doing with J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey. R.J. Harvey leads the Broncos in touchdown reception since week 4.
Yeah, I mean, he's been scoring a lot.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. See, we could do this all night, but we've already infringed on another show's time by 5 whole minutes. I'm blaming Jerry, because Jerry, as we've all learned tonight, he lives in the valley of wrong. I have to champion it from the mountain of right. But this is why I love doing the show. I do it with one of my best friends. I do it with all of you guys in the audience. We love you guys. What an amazing amount of engagement tonight from Player Profiler Now Plus. I believe this was a record. The most people that have ever left comments and engagement from the Player Profiler Now side. It was a great night, and it's on a Thursday night. So all of that combined is a sincere thank you from Jerry and I. Follow him at JerrySenDWZ. Julian, if you're still watching, I want you to reach out to me at Twitter X at DWZ Memphis. Slide in those DMs. Let me get that taken care of for you. And pause. Send the pictures to Jerry. Send the questions to me. And until next time, that man's name's Jerry Sinclair. We'll see you next week. Happy week 10, and we'll get back to some brief Dynasty take start next week. Enjoy week 10, guys. Thank you.
Hey, I want to thank you for being part of this broadcast. If you have any thoughts on it, leave a comment. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. And if you want to see more shows on the Player Profiler channel, subscribe to it. That's how we know you want more.